Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again, you're very, very welcome. It's great to see everybody back, and welcome to the Life Reflections through Music studio. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on 1976 Eurovision Song Contest winners Brotherhood of Man, and through the song Save Your Kisses for Me, we looked at the surprise of the lyrics and sometimes where stories go into completely different places to where we first thought. So I trust you found that one encouraging. Well, we're going to Who Let the Dogs Out? Woof, 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 woof. Bahamian Junkaroo band, New Providence, Bahamas in 1977. Junkaroo music is street parade music, that sort of thing. So very much you're out in the streets, you're dancing around, doing all the stuff that you guys do. And the guy we're talking about are the Baha Men. Now, these are the guys that came out with this classic song in whenever it was, in the year 2000. In fact, this song went number 2 in the UK, number 1 Australia, and it was within the top 40 in the US. So you know what, for a song like this one, it was pretty successful in the scheme of things. These guys have got together, and between 1977 and 2000, there's quite a few years there really before they got their massive breakthrough song with Who Let the Dogs Out. But they had been performing around local clubs. In fact, they were originally called High Voltage. That kind of makes sense as well, a little bit, considering what these guys are, the energy and the passion and just the get-downness of these guys, just the vibe these guys have got, makes them pretty compelling. They were signed to Atlantic Records in 1991. So, they were just doing their thing in the Bahamas, They got very well known there, and Bahamas being the way that it is, just cruisy, bluesy, and iconic sunsets and the rest of it, they were having a great time. Good to see that these guys did get picked up eventually, though. In fact, so Who Let the Dogs Out? This actually won a Grammy Award, believe it or not, for the best dance record, and it's just a very fun and happy party song. So below we've got the official clip and a live version of that one. Who Let the Dogs Out? Now, the only thing I had in my mind before I turned the video on today was, what a great question that one is. First, we've got to say, who were the dogs? Well, in the case of this particular story of this song, the dogs were the guys who were trying to get on with girls wherever they went and thinking, well, who let the dogs out? Let's put them back in there. Let's just not get them out in the first place, because it's not making it good for everybody else. We know we're right up and we're ready for love, and and we're not going to let anything get in our way. And so that's where the song went from. But let's take it one step further. Who let the dogs out? Well, who are the dogs? Well, let's just say that they're animals, they're creatures. They're living, breathing organisms that needed to get let out. You know what? Because they were champing at the bit to get out. They've been held out for so long and they just could not get out. Then one day the latch was open and the dogs got let out. Now, I've just had a bit of a click of where we can go here today. I know for me, sometimes I think I need to let the dogs out. I'm thinking I'm a little bit restrained, a little bit cautious. A little bit like, oh, well, I don't want to do that because that's a bit scary. Maybe I need to let the dogs out. It's amazing where these videos goes, right? And you might be sitting in your lounge room thinking, what on earth are you talking about? Let's try and define what the dogs are just a little bit more in the context of where this video is attempting to go as we make it up as we go along here. And that is, the dogs are the dogs are the things that want to live. They're the things that want to go crazy. They're the things that want to go wild. They're the things that are actually in there wanting to get out, but you are keeping them at bay because you're thinking, oh, I don't want to let the dogs out. It's scary letting dogs out because I don't know where the dogs are going to go. I don't know whether I'm willing to let live quite as much as that to actually, let them out. But do we need to let them out? Well, do we need to get a bit braver, a bit more courageous, a bit more excited about life? Or are we watching life go by? Other people are letting their dogs out and we're thinking, man, how did they do that? But we're not letting our own out. And yeah, I'd even hesitate to say that if we're not letting our dogs out, the world's missing out. And if you're not letting your dogs out, well, you're missing out on playing around with those people who have. And the great thing about dogs, you see dogs in parks and they just walk up to each other and say, not much sniff the backside as they do. But they're just happy to be with each other. Their tags away, tails are wagging, and they're having a really, really good time. And they just get on with life. And, they don't really care about what's going on around them. They know that they're being looked after and all the rest of it, but they are having a ball. Dogs hanging around with each other in parks is one of the best things to watch. So we're missing out on that if we're not letting the dogs out. Well, you might be thinking, well, Trev, how do I let the dogs out? What a great question. In fact, looking through the camera at me, like right now, you're asking me that question, hey, Trevor, when are you going to let the dogs out? What a great question that one is. How am I going to do that? Am I just going to be stupid and just do whatever? Well, no, I'm not going to do that because, in this day and age where a lot of people are starting again, people who do let the dogs out are treated with a bit of suspicion. Unless it's such a compelling thing that, everyone just gets taken along for the ride because it's just good fun. But I think what we can do is we can just open the gate just a little bit, open the doors just a little bit, let the sunlight in and see where it goes. Because it could be at some point we might be in a situation where we might let ourselves go. Now, I talked a little while ago about dancing and the fact that I struggle with that. Well, confessing, guys, I have not danced yet. In fact, I went to an event a little while ago and alas, to get up and dance, I couldn't. Safe, no one was looking, I couldn't do it. So the dogs are really truly not being let out at the moment, not even a little bit. So how do we get over this fear of letting the world see us for who we are? How do we get over this fear of just being ourselves, trusting ourselves in situations? I think this is one of the things, trusting ourselves that when we do let the dogs out, it's going to be all right. Of course, when you look at the official clip on this one below, these guys let their dogs out. Absolutely, we don't know what they're like when they're on their own in their bedrooms, but when they're in this video clip, they're absolutely letting the dogs out. I think we can be inspired by the beautiful spirit of the Bahamas and just the way they are. They're not afraid to party and get down and have a good time. And perhaps we need to do that a little bit more ourselves, but we don't think about it. We just do it. I think it's just a challenge of this song today. So we've got an official clip and a live version of Who Let the Dogs Out. Interestingly, this was also in the Men in Black movie as well, just a little bit of time, so I've got the clip on that one as well. Moving on to the Shrek 2 soundtrack. Now I want to talk about being ourselves. In the first Shrek movie, Fiona, who only became an ogre at night, she had to make a decision, will I be an ogre for the rest of my life or not? And because of him, she absolutely did. So she let the dogs out and she gave us permission to be who she was, because that was the love that she was going to find, was by being herself, not being the pristine princess that she was at the start. So Best Years of Our Lives, pretty amazing song, that one. And I think certainly when the Baha Men brought this song out, and all of a sudden they had this worldwide recognition, incredible worldwide recognition, thinking, hey, we're having the best years of our lives right now. In fact, to actually be asked to do a song to such an iconic movie as Shrek 2, shows that you're kind of hitting the ground running and you're kind of doing what you need to do. So we've got Best Years of Our Lives, official version of that one. Then we got Move It Like This from 2002. This came from the Get Down album. And again, just the whole concept of partying. Like, if you want to know how to let the dogs out, you want to have the best years of your life, well, you've got to move it. You've got to move it, guys. You've actually got to get into the groove and let go. And so a great clip to follow up on Who Let the Dogs Out and Best Years of Our Lives, official clip on that one. So between 1985 and 2015, how long is that career? That's a 30-year career. These guys are not a one-hit wonder. 11 studio albums, 2 compilation albums, and 9 singles. And so good on you guys for bringing this absolutely refreshing sound to the world. Such a great song for the turn of the millennium as well, where it was all got a bit intense as we were leading up to the year 2000. So we need to let the dogs out into the new millennium. And in this day and age where people are struggling a little bit, how can you let the dogs out in their own lives? So if you come back for another one, if this is your first time, the Life Reflections through Music, thank you to everybody for coming back or coming here for the first time. Well, where are we going next time? Are you ready for this one? You know, a little while ago, I did the band Anthrax, like, thrash metal. Then we did Bathory with dark metal. Well, we're going to, I should have done roll here, Barbie and the Nutcracker. Yeah, you heard right. Barbie and the Nutcracker. Brings back some special memories for me, this movie, actually. There's a pretty incredible scene at the end of this movie. So we're going to have a look at Barbie a little bit and Barbie and the Nutcracker. So until then, I'll catch you around in the diverse channel of Life Reflections through Music. Bye for now.